Group 1. Understanding reasons and intent.
Why are you late?
Sorry, the traffic was much worse than I expected.
Why did you call me?
I wanted to ask if you're still coming to dinner.
Why are you laughing?
That joke you just told was hilarious.
Why did you change your mind?
I did some research and realized this was a better option.
Why do you want to learn English?
I want to travel more and communicate with people.
Why are you so quiet today?
I'm just a little tired and deep in thought,
Why did you choose this hotel?
because it's very close to the city center.
Why are you wearing a suit?
I have an important job interview this morning.
Why did you buy two?
They were on sale, so I thought I'd get an extra one.
Why do you need my help?
I can't lift this heavy table by myself.
Group 2. Work and professional life.
Why was the meeting canceled?
The manager had an unexpected emergency.
Why do we need to redo this?
There were a few errors in the final data.
Why did you leave your last job?
I was looking for a new challenge and more growth.
Why is the internet so slow?
I think everyone in the office is downloading large files.
Why should we hire you?
I have the experience and the drive to help this company grow.
Why is the deadline so soon?
The client needs the project finished before the holiday.
Why did you send this email to me?
I thought you should be kept in the loop.
Why are we using this software?
It's more secure and easier to use than the old one.
Why is the office so cold?
The air conditioning is set to a very low temperature.
Why did the boss look upset?
I think the sales numbers were lower than expected.
Group 3. Needs, wants, and preferences.
Why do you want pizza again?
Because you can never have too much pizza.
Why do you need a new phone?
My old one won't hold a charge anymore.
Why do you like that color?
It's very calming and reminds me of the ocean.
Why are you selling your car?
I'm moving to a city where I can walk everywhere.
Why did you pick this restaurant?
It has the best reviews for pasta in town.
Why don't you like spicy food?
It usually makes my stomach hurt.
Why do you want to go so early?
I want to make sure we get good seats.
Why do you need my ID?
It's standard procedure for checking into the building.
Why are you buying that?
I've always wanted one, and I finally saved enough money.
Why do you want to stay home tonight?
I've had a long week and just want to relax.
Group 4. Feelings and health.
Why are you crying?
I'm just watching a really sad movie.
Why do you look so tired?
I didn't sleep very well last night.
Why are you so happy?
I just found out that I got the promotion.
Why is your face red?
It's really hot in here, and I'm a bit embarrassed.
Why do you have a headache?
I think I haven't drunk enough water today.
Why are you nervous?
I have to give a speech in front of 50 people.
Why do you look worried?
I can't find my car keys anywhere.
Why are you so energetic?
I just had a double espresso.
Why do you need to see a doctor?
I've had a persistent cough for a week.
Why are you avoiding me?
I'm not. I've just been incredibly busy.
Group 5. Household and daily life.
Why is the window open?
I wanted to let some fresh air into the room.
Why are the lights on?
I forgot to turn them off when I left the room.
Why is the floor wet?
I just finished mopping it, so be careful.
Why are you cooking so much food?
My relatives are coming over for dinner.
Why is the dog barking?
I think someone is walking past the front door.
Why did you move the sofa?
I wanted to see how it looked against the other wall.
Why is there no milk?
I used the last of it for my cereal this morning.
Why are you cleaning the house now?
Because it's been messy for way too long.
Why did you throw this away?
I thought it was trash. I'm so sorry.
Why is the TV so loud?
I'm trying to hear it over the noise outside.
Group 6. Travel and logic.
Why is the flight delayed?
There is a heavy thunderstorm at our destination.
Why do I need a visa?
It's a requirement for citizens of your country to enter.
Why is this bag so heavy?
I packed a lot of books to read on the beach.
Why are we taking the bus?
It's much cheaper than taking a taxi.
Why do you like traveling alone?
It gives me the freedom to do whatever I want.
Why is this street closed?
There is a parade happening later today.
Why are we stopping here?
The driver needs to take a mandatory break.
Why did you bring an umbrella?
The weather forecast said there's a 70% chance of rain.
Why is it so crowded here?
It's a very popular spot for tourists.
Why are you looking at the map?
I think we took a wrong turn at the last intersection.
Group 7. Opinions and social logic.
Why do you think that?
I'm basing my opinion on the news I read today.
Why does it matter?
It matters because it affects our budget for next year.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I trust you and wanted your advice.
Why did he say that?
I think he was just trying to be funny, but it failed.
Why do people like this song?
It has a very catchy beat and relatable lyrics.
Why is she famous?
She's a very talented actress and activist.
Why don't we go out?
Honestly, I'm just too tired to get dressed up.
Why are you being so mean?
I'm sorry, I'm just having a really bad day.
Why did you disagree?
I don't think the plan is realistic given our timeline.
Why are they so loud?
They are celebrating a big win for their team.
Group 8. Y for science and nature.
Why is the sky blue?
It's due to the way sunlight interacts with the atmosphere,
Why do leaves change color?
because they stop producing chlorophyll in the fall.
Why does it rain?
Water vapor in the air cools down and turns back into liquid.
Why do we sleep?
It allows our bodies and brains to recover and process information.
Why is the ocean salty?
It comes from minerals washed from the land by rivers.
Why do birds fly south?
To find warmer weather and more food during winter,
Why do we yawn?
some scientists think it helps cool the brain or increase alertness,
Why does ice float?
because it is less dense than liquid water,
Why is the sun so hot?
because of the nuclear fusion happening at its core,
Why do magnets stick together?
because of their magnetic fields and opposite poles.
Group 9. Common why don't slash doesn't. Suggestions.
Why don't we take a break?
That's a great idea. Let's get some coffee.
Why don't you try again?
I think I will, now that I know what went wrong.
Why doesn't this work?
It looks like it's not plugged in properly.
Why don't you ask her?
I'm a little shy, but maybe I should.
Why don't we go to Japan?
I'd love to. Let's look at flight prices.
Why doesn't he answer his phone?
He's probably in a meeting or sleeping.
Why don't you sit down?
Thanks, my feet are actually killing me.
Why don't we just tell the truth?
You're right. It's always better to be honest.
Why don't you wear your jacket?
I'm not cold. The weather is actually quite nice.
Why don't we meet at 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock is perfect for me. See you then.
Group 10. Abstract and deeper questions.
Why is life so complicated?
I think it's just a series of challenges we have to navigate.
Why did this happen to me?
Sometimes things happen without a clear reason. Unfortunately,
Why do we have to grow up?
because that's just the natural cycle of life.
Why is it so hard to save money?
Because there are so many tempting things to buy.
Why do you always help people?
Because it makes me feel good to be useful.
Why is time moving so fast?
It always seems to fly when you're busy or having fun.
Why do we dream?
It might be the brain's way of sorting through memories.
Why should I trust you?
Because I have always been honest with you in the past.
Why are you still here?
I'm just waiting for the rain to stop before I leave.
Why not?
Exactly. Let's just go for it and see what happens.